Hello again. Today I'm going to talk about the Tao of choosing wisely. Who do we choose as working partners? I recently went to the UK and wanted to bring my helper along as I have dependents. So I went to a travel agent in Singapore to do it. The fee was super cheap, like $150 Singapore dollars. But oh my God, professionalism was so poor. Their application was so last minute. The agent went MIA for months. First, there was operation health problems. She didn't want to do it. And the worst thing is, she didn't know how to do it. And it was such a shoddy work that it was rejected. And we were like 14 days to go before our trip. So I didn't trust this agent because there were many red flags. And I went to a professional solicitor in the UK to do it. I got to know her through the Business Network International, or BNI, and she charged me £1,800, which is over 15 times more, but I was far more professional. The work done was meticulous. She was responsive. She got a visa approved within days of the trip, and she saved the day. For 3 days of the trip, she got the visa done. So this is a huge lesson in life repeatedly, and I've experienced this. Choosing the wrong partners, be it life partners, work partners, bosses, business partners, contractors, could set you back terribly. How do you choose wisely then? But first, do like and subscribe to my channel so that you'll be notified of the next video. How do we separate the wheat from the chaff? There are lots of gurus and influencers. Some use sex appeal, some use slapstick comedy, but we need to look at the track record. In this example, my track record for the Global Quality Index is shown. I don't fudge the results, as Vontobel is a structurer. They guarantee the integrity of the pricing. So why I started a fund in the first place? How do I differentiate myself from others? When I was a relationship manager, it was really a blur, right? You got to have very good EQ. Well, that's important. EQ is very, very important to be successful in anything that you do. But what sets you apart? Quality advisory, and that I felt was my forte. But how do you have quality advisory when you recommend something and the client can disagree? So this is the problem with advisory. So I decided to do discretionary instead, where I call the shots. I'm responsible fully for it, but there is no way to advertise myself. That's why I started a fund, and it is indisputable as a track record. So that's one way. And be wary of coaches or teachers that cherry pick the best results and ignoring the worst. So before you pay money for a course, okay, get the teacher to show the entire portfolio, the entire track record, not the 5 best results, and then ignore the worst. If the coach doesn't have a verified track record, maybe they just started, doesn't mean that it's wrong. I mean, everybody deserves a break. Check out the YouTube video over the years to see if the predictions come true. You can track my videos right from 2-3 years ago, and then you see whether what I've said has come true. And lastly, you can get to know the students of the teacher and ask for their opinions. Are the students rich and successful after taking the course? So funnily enough, right, I've attended preview sessions where I'm pretty sure some of the attendees are planted audience as well. So be very careful. They tend to be very enthusiastic. They laugh the most at the most slapstick jokes and raise their hands, but after that they leave without buying. Now, if it's about investments, the coach is about teaching investments, and the students are looking pretty poor, you can ask them, we shouldn't be judgmental, but the clothes they wear, whatever, the bags that they have, and you just ask them, how long have you been with this course? And they say, oh, I've been this for about 5 years. So 5 years is enough to prove a result, right? To get a result. And if they don't, then something is wrong. And if they don't produce the result and they still look poor, then they are still poor, then something is wrong. It is either they haven't taken action or the methods don't work. Next, is the course fee too high? A lot of us like to attend courses that are free, previews that are free, free this, free that. There is even buffet at the end of it, but remember somebody's got to pay for the cost. Time is money, and if the teacher is so successful, why waste time giving you secrets for free when the teacher could have been flying somewhere on a private jet, enjoying life, or make enriching himself? Teacher doesn't know you, doesn't owe you anything, to give you free. In fact, when they impart knowledge to you, be it stocks or real estate, they erode their own returns because the secrets, actually, the more you reveal, the worse it is. The returns could be eroded because you front run them, you know the technique, and now the secrets are all revealed, and the students start to buy before you do. So pay money for what the teacher is willing to impart. Okay, it's worth the weight in gold. I believe if you pay peanuts, you get monkeys. If the course helps you to invest better forever, there is a perpetual, it's an uplift in knowledge, and it's perpetual improvement, then you need to at least a 50% return ROI from course fees per year. So for example, if the course fee is 6,000, then you should expect more than 3,000 per year of returns. And within 2 years, you break even. After 10 years, you should have at least 5x your course fees. If the fee is just to impact you one-off, for example, a buyer's agent, something like that, then you should demand at least a 3x return for your fees. If you pay 6,000, you expect 18,000 within a year after you take action for a one-off event. How do you trust your partners who are overseas or you seldom meet? I started out buying properties in UK about 11 years ago, but in life, imagine you own 20 properties, industrial in Singapore, 2 residential. I'm sure you don't have time, even in Singapore, to visit everyone. Or imagine you're a REIT manager, CEO of a REIT. Are you going to visit every industrial office that you own, your REIT owns? And what if it's in Japan? What if the REIT owns assets in Australia or Europe? You're just not going to visit them every day. You've got to rely on people if you want to scale. And that's why if people start or stop with 2 or 3 properties, then you're forever going to be small scale. And I want to do big. So I learned to work with people that are overseas or whom I've not met before and how to test them out. So whether via WhatsApp or email, the contractor must reply to your queries within 48 hours during weekdays. If the contractor goes MIA, again missing in action for many days, he either doesn't want your business or is not motivated. So change quickly. And vendors that you deal with should over communicate rather than under. You don't want someone that is very quiet. Don't volunteer much information. They must be able to impress you with their knowledge. They must know more than you, couple of steps more, and tell you more than you require. Don't go for people who are secretive and quiet. The next thing, pictures are worth 1,000 words. If you're dealing with contractors, provide before and after photos. So if you have tenants from overseas, okay, who are living in the UK or US, they tell you there's a problem, okay, the house short circuits, the tap is leaking, there is dampness on the roof, on the ceiling. Ask them to provide photos, and this is the job of your lettings manager, your tenant manager. Provide before and after photos, and this is an example of electrical wiring of my corner terrace in Manchester. When I bought in 2016, I was stingy and refused to make important repairs. Maybe financially I wasn't that strong at that time, so I tried to cut costs. But a house that is very big has a lot of problems. It's just like a huge animal, elephant or human being. There are many parts, liver, kidney and all that. So I didn't do the necessary repairs. But this same contractor that did the work in 2016 is still my friend. I'm in touch. And I've known the contractor for over 8 years. I now trust her a lot. She may not be the cheapest, but she's very detailed, very switched on, very on the ball, and tradesperson does a good job. She communicates a lot, sends me tons of pictures, which I kind of like this type of attitude in business managers. And I will pay her on top of it. Now, if you don't want to pay, you always try to cut their fees or try to squeeze them. What kind of attitude are you going to get from the vendors? They are going to say, oh, this stingy bugger, no point pointing out that the wires are spaghetti. And if I say all this, the landlord is not going to provide the funds to repair it. So why bother? So you want to be generous in a reasonable sense, and I pay about 10% project management fee for repairs, so that it's worth their while to go out of the way to do it. And then they provide lots of photos. This is the standard that I require. Next, this may take 6 to 12 months to verify. Ask for more information, more things to follow up. Does the vendor follow through with what he says? So if you are interviewing someone to do refurbishment and you text and ask for the works that he has done in the past and he say, okay, but it's never done, then something is wrong. Okay, doesn't follow up. Simple things that you ask never does it. So review the current and former clients, former and current business partners. Are they honest? Check, ask questions like that. Integrity is very important. If there are integrity issues, there's no point. Even though they are very skilled, very good at what they do, sooner or later it's going to be a disaster. So it's a no. So a good refurb can lift your valuation by a lot, especially increasing your square footage. This applies in Singapore, in UK. Add rooms, kitchens and toilets. So there you have it. These are the red and green flags to look out for. If you are the owner of 20 properties in Singapore, you won't even have time to look at every one of them. It's the same as buying abroad. Once you scale up, you rely on others to look out for your interests. Your stakeholders need to be on the ball and look after your interests. So don't go cheap, but get your value for money. So if you find the video useful, do like and subscribe to my channel so that you'll be notified of the next video. And I'll see you in the next one.
I got nothing to worry about when you're by my side.